Hello everyone, and welcome to the Elements of Deep Sea Mining. My name is Eric Young. I do research into the ethics and externalities of mineral supply chains, with a focus on the question of how we're going to meet the projected mineral demands of the desired shift from a carbon-based to an electron-based energy system. This podcast aims to explore the often polarized conversation around deep sea mining. My goal is to provide a balanced platform where we can hear from all sides and foster a deeper understanding. A lot of podcasts in the energy transition, sustainability space tend to stay in a bit of an ideological lane. They have an audience that they're targeting, and they know what message this audience wants to hear. This podcast aims to be a bit different in that I want to explore the deep sea mining conversation from a more open-minded or undecided standpoint, where I hope to have conversations with experts involved in deep sea mining industry, deep sea mining advocacy, anti-deep sea mining advocacy, deep sea mining journalism, and related research. At this point, I don't have a deep expertise in deep sea mining, and I don't have a strongly held opinion about what the right answer is. So I'm hoping to use this platform as an opportunity to educate myself, to ask the interesting questions that I want to know the answers to, and to make that available for others who share similar questions to learn along with me. So if you're interested in hearing the central issues, the central arguments from both sides, from all sides of the deep sea mining question, then I hope that you'll subscribe, follow, and get something out of these conversations. If you're the kind of person who wants to not only hear conversations that you agree with, but also hear the best arguments from the most challenging opposing perspectives, then I hope you'll find this podcast interesting. Each episode, I will feature interviews with experts, involved actors, researchers, and philosophers. We're going to take a very broad approach to deep sea mining. We're going to look at the industry, the technical and regulatory aspects and the developments, the state of the environmental research, the questions very much related to deep sea mining. We're also going to look at the broader questions around deep sea mining, questions about critical mineral demands, recycling, questions about growth, green growth, degrowth, questions about the role of science, of money, of government, and of private actors in the multifaceted questions about the environment and the economy. We are going to discuss how to model a sediment plume to understand its effects, and we're going to discuss how trust gets built and broken in society, and how we should act in situations of great uncertainty. All of these issues are directly related to the deep sea mining question. They come up in conversation about how we can make decisions around deep sea mining. I was attracted to the deep sea mining debate as a kind of quintessential test case for a lot of sustainability questions that we're faced with. In philosophical discussions, people often reach for extreme examples to test out principles. What would you do if there was a runaway streetcar threatening the lives of several people and you could stop it by pushing a fat man off an overpass? These extreme examples are designed to isolate individual principles. Deep sea mining sometimes feels like a philosophical thought experiment for the sustainability debate. Humanity is racing towards an environmental disaster. Minerals are needed to divert global warming. And suddenly we get access to a whole new part of the planet, which happens to be covered with just the sort of minerals we think we need. Do we risk the newly encountered ecosystems in order to save the beleaguered human race? Only deep sea mining isn't a philosophical thought experiment, or maybe it suffers from the same drawbacks of thought experiments, which is that they set us up to make complicated decisions as if they were simple. They leave out the nuance. As David Roberts points out in the first episode of the Volt podcast, the problem with the so-called trolley problem is that it doesn't give you any of the information that you would actually use if you were forced to make that decision in real life. Who are the people the streetcar is heading toward? Who is the fat man? How did you end up in the situation? And what actual alternatives do you have? We are going to find that the deep sea mining question also has much more nuance than we're often presented with. There isn't a right and a wrong answer, but there are a lot of trade-offs. So if you're interested, like I am, in using the deep sea mining question as a test case for thinking about sustainability, only you want to try to think it through while being covered in all of the uncomfortable nuance that comes along with these topics. If you're interested in learning about the details of deep sea mining, if you're involved in deep sea mining and are interested in keeping up to date and in hearing the best arguments from the people on the other side of the aisle, then please stay tuned.
I throw my arms up and to the side. But I get tired after a while.